I am representing myself, and I am for the bill HB 896.
Thank you.
I am a rape survivor and have been waiting 30 years to have this opportunity to support a bill that treats abortion as murder, even and especially in the case of rape. That may sound strange, but just as I didn't deserve to be pregnant against my consent, my daughter did not give consent to her murder. She did not deserve the death penalty I and my government gave her for my rapist crime. And as a teenager, I didn't deserve to carry the guilt of that for the rest of my life. Earlier, Becky Leach talked about the need to create a culture for the victim rather than a culture for the offender. I couldn't agree more. In my case, the offender got off scot-free on 2 counts when I kept my pregnancy secret and secretly had my baby aborted. The evidence for my rapist crime was destroyed, and he had to face, or he did not have to face, the death penalty for sexual assault. And in my case, I didn't have to pay the penalty for murder when I paid to have my daughter killed. After my abortion, I spent 19 days in a psychiatric hospital, traumatized after coming home from the abortion and finding remains of my baby's mangled body. I've spent 30 years suffering with PTSD, autoimmune disease, and cancer. Add to that the grief of the reality that when my own biological mother was faced with an unplanned pregnancy with me, she gave me life and a family through adoption. And I didn't do the same for my daughter. Today I refer to my daughter as Hannah. After receiving loving help from a Christian ministry that helped me to fully embrace the forgiveness God had for me in Jesus Christ. If you've had an abortion, there is forgiveness. And I need to shout that from the rooftops. But wouldn't it be far better if we found more kind and compassionate love and support for women who are victimized rather than further victimizing them and their babies by encouraging and legalizing their murder? It may seem cruel to ask a woman to endure 9 months of a pregnancy she didn't choose. On its face, it would seem that way. But please hear me when I tell you that the real cruelty was telling an already traumatized teenage girl that ripping apart and killing a child would end her suffering. For me, it was only the beginning. I wish I could turn back time and suffer for 9 months rather than for 30 years. Abortion is the ultimate example of creating a culture for the offender. It enables rape, abandonment, oppression, sex trafficking, and more. And of course, we cannot forget the 63 million innocent children who have died, as we have made legal their murder by the one created to love and nurture them. Please support the only pro-life bill that creates a culture that is for all victims. Thank you for your time.
Wow, thank you, Jennifer. It was powerful. Thank you for being here. Any questions? As we talked about Becky Leach earlier, courage personified, being willing to testify. It's the exact same thing in your case. Thank you for being here.